Hello viewers and welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to talk about 5 of the most unreliable cars in the UK. I've taken some of the sources from AutoCar and Which, but I will link them down below. Without further ado, let's jump straight into today's video. Coming in at number 1, I have gone for the Land Rover Discovery, but I've also gone for several Land Rovers actually. Land Rovers have been very common on this list, and from the sources that I picked out, such as Which, I found a ton of Discoveries that were absolutely terrible, for main reason being that Range Rovers and Land Rovers, their batteries are not great. And obviously, as many off-road enthusiasts will know, when things do go wrong, the gearbox and suspension is quite a hefty price tag, especially on some of these newer models that we're getting today. There's so much tech crammed in there that it costs anything up to £1,000, maybe more, pounds to repair. So Land Rovers came in at a very unreliable and probably number 1 on the list. Of course, that was had to put several Range Rovers for this one. It wasn't just the Discovery. A lot of them, just generally speaking, are very static for weeks on end, and they just don't start, or sometimes they will have issues with in-house engine issues. So Land Rover really high up on that list, and especially the Range Rovers, they're being such an expensive car to buy, you would expect a bit more build quality. I know it's very common with Range Rovers now, so just something to be aware of if you are looking at Land Rovers, but I'm sure a lot of off-road enthusiasts know this by now. But still, excellent range cars. I love Land Rovers to bits, so again, I think we just accept it for these cars now. Coming in at number 2, I have gone for a Volvo XC90. Well, actually the sources have told me this, and according to Which and AutoCar, the XC90 is one of the most unreliable cars in the UK, and has to be the top one. Volvo typically have issues with their cars as the warranty expires way too soon. They can be cooling systems, faulty exterior door handles, problematic interior handles, and even suspension. So pretty much the works on an XC90. So if you are looking at one of these, just be aware that it is possibly one of the UK's most unreliable cars to date. So I'm talking about the very modern XC90 that we have, the 2020 version, 2019 version. Having said that, I do really like XC90s. I think they're very well designed. I think it's very rare for Volvo to have such an unreliable car. But according to the stats of Which and driving.co.uk, they are the most unreliable car on the road today. And it's a shame because I think Volvos are some of my favourite cars. Coming in at number 3, we have the Teslas. Now, I've gone for a couple of Teslas here, but mainly the Teslas, Model S's, and the Tesla Model X. Tesla have said that, obviously being an electric car, there are issues specifically with the batteries. They actually received shocking ratings, and the Model X SUV received some of the poorest reliability in the 3 years of ownership for most owners. A lot of the faults were just minor things like paintwork and exterior trim, but it did rank very highly in the UK. And obviously batteries being a major thing on this car, where some of them did go faulty, mostly in the power situation of Tesla, but that's to be expected. Again, like the Range Rovers and Land Rovers, like the Volvo, I think it's a really good car, and it's a shame that that is ruining it. But it still doesn't mean it's a terrible car. It just puts it up there for one of the most unreliable cars in the UK. Coming in at number 4, and on the list we have the Nissan Qashqai. Now the Nissan Qashqai, I didn't expect to see this one because it is a very popular car, but the Nissan Qashqai is up there for one of the top 10 almost unreliable cars in the UK, and the top 5 for this video. The reason for that is Nissans have had over 80% of cars affected that have already been fixed, they say, but it's just due to things like replacing batteries and the quality and reliability of some of the engines that have gone over the years. I think the more modern these cars get, the more unreliable some of them are and harder to repair, and that is very common in a lot of Nissans today. And of course, there are a lot of leaks around the dashboard and front seats, so rattles, things like that, which have happened, which is unfortunate. But again, much like the other cars, very reliable, very popular car, I should say. It's just a shame that reliability has went down, but it's still selling by the numbers in the UK, and I have seen it everywhere. I'm sure Nissan Sunderland are doing a great job, so respect to them, but it just unfortunately has made the list for one of the most unreliable cars on this video, as well as things from windscreens to clutch problems. Again, another issue that comes in with the Qashqai. And coming in with my final choice for number 5, it is the Vauxhall brand. Now, I am specifically going to talk about the Insignia, but the Astra was also included, but they were kind of very similar faults. Now, the Insignia came out in 2008, and it was a replacement for the Vectra, and unfortunately, it wasn't as well received as the Vectra and the Astra itself, but they were still sold in fairly high numbers. Now, most of the problems weren't serious, but 40% of problems related to the engine electrics of the car, and because a lot of these are diesel, it caused some start system issues, and then it was split between wheels, tyres, fuel systems, and exterior lights, which caused huge issues for Vauxhall, and then a lot of people did stop buying this car, and it did become a bit of a salesman and company car because it had that sort of feeling to it, and unfortunately it made the really high list for the most unreliable of the Vauxhalls. Guys, that has been my video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm Cars with Ben. I make weekly car content. I'll see you guys in the next video.